Welcome to Money Creation Week 1, and this is the 60k's in 120 days with myself, Mark Wynn. So let's get started, shall we? So I'm going to give you an introduction to this because this is week 1. So the whole idea here is how can you create in your life 60k's? Now, I'm working in pounds because I'm in the UK, but this could be dollars, it could be euros. So £60,000, $60,000, 60,000 euros in 120 days. But the important bit here is there's got to be a vested interest at an emotional level. So I'm going to say, how can you do it if your life depends on it? Now that changes everything. Because if your life depends on it, you'll find a way. And this is the beauty of this. When you have a vested emotional interest in this, you will then engage the help of the 99 spiritual world to make it happen. So the whole idea of this is my journey. This is what I'm doing. You're welcome to join me. And you could do exactly the same thing or something different. So that's the introduction to this. This is very important. And this is going to be totally different to what you've seen and maybe even what you know. So I'm going to take you through it as part of week 1, 8 topics. These are just some of the things that are coming. And these are the kind of ideas that I'm going to show you and teach you that are going to change exactly your relationship with money so it comes flooding into your life. If you're ready, now this is going to be quick because each topic I'm only going to cover for about a minute because I want to keep this short and to the point because I respect your time and I really want to get stuck into this as part of the group. And are you ready? You've got to be ready. So, as I said, this is totally different to anything you've seen. Whistle Stop Tour, headline topics over the next 12 weeks. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I have a money creation course on school. That comes with all the free courses that I put on there as well. This one's a paid course, but you can access my free courses on there. So this is my giveaway to people. So let's go off with topic 1. Being and doing. And when somebody says, I want to create money, I want to have money, I want more money, the thing they do is they make more effort and they work harder and they do stuff. But doing is a physical activity and that involves you, if you like, putting a lot of effort into stuff and chasing money. Now, that's right to a degree, but people, ordinary humans, put 100% of their effort into that, and I know that because that's what I used to do. But the trick here is being. So being is when you work with the spiritual world, and the spiritual world brings into your life opportunities and ideas that bring the money to you. So rather than going after it, it comes and finds you. And there's got to be a 50-50 split. Topic number 2. Now, I know people talk about money being energy, and they're right, but they never explain exactly what that is. But I think this is fascinating. Now, the banks have been lending more and more money, creating money out of thin air. Last time I looked, it was at least 97% of all the money in the world doesn't exist. It's just been added to a computer and then lent to someone and given to somebody else. So I've got some really interesting stats. And I was always negative towards the banks for doing this. But what they've created is this vast amount of wealth around the world that you can then tap into if you're selling products or services, or you just need more money to come in. In 1995, there were 5 million millionaires whose worth was 25 trillion. If you jump 30 years, there's now 60 million millionaires whose worth is 226 trillion. So where does that all come from? Well, it comes from a lot of different areas, but it's access basically for everyone. I want to mention that to you so you know there is so much money in the world that if you need more to come into your life, there's so much more than there was 30 years ago. Topic number 3, you can only be one thing or another, excited or living in fear, right? It's a choice at the end of the day. You can see there's a water line. Think of like the sea. Below the sea, you're drowning. Above the sea, you're like a bird. You're flying. It's fantastic. So when you're above the water line, you've got a high energy. You're excited to be alive, and that equals money. It also equals good health as well. But if you're below that line and life is really tough and hard and you're living in fear, and I spent 99% of my day when I had all my problems in fear, got out of bed worrying about stuff, all you do is you create more problems. So I'm going to show you how to live in a place where you've got this excitement, because that excitement does some amazing things. One of the things it does is it opens up doors between you and the physical world and the spiritual world. So you've got more stuff to come in. If you think about, like, in your house, if you've got a tiny little front door, very little can get in, right? Parcels from Amazon never arrive because they can't get in this tiny door. But if your door gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you get a lot more coming in. So money comes into your life through 5 doors, right? You can earn it, you can win it, you can find it. People always find money. Suddenly they trip over through the woods and there's some Roman coins. You know, they're a millionaire. Or they're diving in the sea and they find some Roman coins. You can be given it, and this actually happens, and you can inherit it. Now you might go, oh, I've got nobody in my family that's rich, but that's irrelevant because you might have helped out somebody ages ago and they remembered what you did and they put your name into their will. So these are doors. And if you go to any of these, that would never happen in my life. That's impossible. You shut that door. So you want to have 5 doors that are getting bigger all the time. Now, this one, you're going to really hate me for this, but your destiny is fixed, which means that from when you were born to when you die, physically die, your body dies, your whole life is predestined. It's mapped out. So everything that's happened in your life was always going to happen. Okay, it was always going to happen. All the problems, all the mistakes you made, the arguments you had, they were always going to happen. And it's the same going forward, that everything is predestined in your life. Someone saying you're going to hate me because it means that you have no control over the whole of your life. And ordinary humans, which is 99.9% of the population, live in this world where everything is totally fixed. And I'm telling you right now, people, oh, I've got free will. Free will is the ability to make a choice, but free will is too weak, trust me, to change your destiny. So this is really important because I've given you some scenarios at the bottom here. If you're poor now, let's say, struggling with money or whatever, it might be that your destiny says you're always going to struggle with money. So nothing's going to change. Irrespective of how hard you work, how many courses you buy, how much you invest, you'll always be poor because that was always what was going to happen in your destiny. Similarly, you might be struggling now, but there's money due to come into your life. So why work hard? Because if it's all going to come in, you might as well just enjoy yourself till it does. But how do you know? So the third option, and this is the one that is all about becoming superhuman, is you increase your consciousness. The more consciousness you have, the more decisions that you can make to redefine your destiny and go from wherever you are to something else. You have the choice of, for topic 6, 2 worlds you can live in. Your present world, which is the fixed destiny, and the perfect life. Okay, so you can go from your present life to your perfect life. Becoming superhuman, I show people how to do that. And that is where you define your destiny. You define the life that you want to have. You are the boss and you are in charge. And if you want to have money, you need to have it in your perfect life because you've got no guarantee in your present life it's going to be there. Topic number 7, spiritual partnership. So important. Everybody ignores this. So the world is split into 2 bits. 1% is physical, 99% is spiritual. The spiritual side has all the power, it has all the knowledge, has all the energy. So why do we ignore it? They want to help us. They want to help you evolve, have a better life, and that means have more money too. So you need to have a partnership with them because that's what they want, where you involve them in your life. And I'll show you how to do that. And this opens doors and this brings money coming in. You can see how everything knits together. Last topic. There are more than 8. I'm just giving you this now. You've got to be in control of your life. We humans are fantastic at giving control to so many other people, right? To banks, partners, doctors, employers, right? Everybody, we give a little bit of ourselves away or a lot of ourselves, and we become weaker as a result. I'm going to show you how to take control back so you'll feel powerful, you feel strong, you feel determined, you feel confident, and it's your life and you are in charge. Last slide. This is your homework. This is the most important bit, right? I'm going to say to you, how much money do you want? You got to pick a figure. Now, this is where people go and go, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire, right? Do you need a million? Seriously? Because the second question, what do you want it for? And if you go, because I want to be a millionaire, right? You're wasting your time. You've got no emotional investment in the thing. So let's say you want £60,000, $60,000, €60,000, because you've got 30,000 in debt. Now, 60 comes in, you pay off half, the debt, you've got half it left. How good does that feel? You've got to have reasons for doing things. And you've got to be able to feel how good it will be now, today, if that whatever level of money came into your life, like it was already here. How would that make you feel right now? So that is your homework before we get to next week and I start taking you on this journey with me. And I'll show you what I'm bringing in so that you can do the same and we'll all reach a point of having financial freedom. Thank you for watching. I said it was going to be short, I said it was going to be powerful. And I just want you to start moving forward with your life. So your life is your perfect life. It is your superhuman life. And it is everything that you want it to be. Let's clear the crap, eliminate the pain, eliminate the problems. So your life is perfect. And of course, remember, you've got to stay excited.